So the other day I was watching a Henry County Board of Commissioners meeting. There were two items on the agenda back to back, both development projects. The first project was a gas station. That was a decent looking gas station, but it was a gas station, right? In an area where there's currently 8 gas stations.
Got a point.
The commissioners, half of them look like me and you, they were raving about how it was quality, how it looked so good, how it would upgrade the community. Raving about it. Passed it, big smiles on their face. The very next zoning item was a medical development in North Henry County in the Fairview area. 5 medical buildings. Discussions are already ongoing with a number of specialists, including Piedmont Health System. It was difficult for them to move forward and approve that project. They put conditions on the project that we approved the zoning, but every time you need to get a permit, it has to come all the way back to the Board of Commissioners for a vote for them to get a permit. That has never been done in any county, in any government in history.
Well, I think, I'm glad you brought that issue up because I think it's similar in DeKalb County. They have this thing, we talked about it before, planning and sustainability department. And the community calls it the gas station and storage unit department because, that's basically what
Don't forget the warehouses.
Yeah, well, that's Henry County.
Oh no, yeah, that is Henry County.
They can't put those big warehouses in DeKalb because they don't. They don't really have the. It's more densely populated. Y'all got more land.
I'm sorry about interrupting you, man, but I just saw a video.
I got a lot of.
The warehouses are almost 100% automated. But anytime a warehouse comes to Henry County, they have a huge press conference and they start talking about all these jobs. A video on my Facebook page that shows absolutely no workers in the warehouse because it's all AI now. So now Henry County is putting warehouses in the middle or across the street from neighborhoods. What does that do to the home values?
I mean, let's go back to the origin of this thing. Where you said in Henry County, now that's one thing, I can't say the same for DeKalb, but I do think a lot of these people have sold out. But in Henry County, I think it's worse that people that's making decisions haven't actually been elected by the people. And so
that is a great point.
Yeah, so who are their bosses? Because the people should be your boss. But who are their bosses that's passing all this stuff for these warehouses, the gas stations, the whole 9 yards?
People are getting ready for the municipal elections throughout Georgia. People are also getting ready for 2024 at the local level, the state level, the national level. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's it's America. This is what it's all about. Going to vote for the people that you think are going to represent you best. And that's what we have to start doing, especially, in the judicial system. I mean, you can't complain that your cousin got 10 years for, an ounce of weed or, guy got 30 years for stealing a t-shirt when you don't even know who these judges are. So, you get people that's been in office 20, 30 years, you're still voting for them because they're giving you a free turkey. But then you want to complain about the roads, the schools, there's no restaurants in your neighborhood. But then you go right back around and vote the same person back in office.
There are growing concerns about election interference. I think 3-4 years ago, nobody thought there was, but people are starting to pay a little bit more attention to absentee ballots, accuracy of voting. Is that a concern for you?
How would that be? On a level that people just don't even know exists. It's more important for these corporations on election night to have this big spectacle than for the people to know who really won the election. And so the only way you can get these instant results in this data is to digitize everything. And I really believe that the Bush-Gore election was the catalyst for all of this. Well, there are several elections that those machines are questionable, and this is not, I'm talking even DeKalb County on election night.
The count was way off. There were two counties that had total inconsistencies in the vote count, both Henry and DeKalb. So there were issues in DeKalb, there were issues in Henry, there are lawsuits coming from both counties. That we should go back to paper ballots versus the electronic model.
I'm definitely for it. And see, they want to tie everything to Trump because nobody likes Trump or he's not a likable guy or whatever. This has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with America and knowing that your vote was counted. You know what I mean? That's the whole premise behind all of this. And
so the person that came in last place in DeKalb, they ended up becoming the commissioner.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Okay, because when they did the recount, they said she actually wasn't in last place; she was in first place.
How does that happen?
Nobody
How
knows.
can it be that far off?
Nobody knows.
You know what I think is a huge issue in elections? When campaigns can go to the local election office, pick up thousands of absentee ballots, and then supposedly give those absentee ballots out to people to send in. How do we know those are real signatures?
Come on, I mean,
that's a straight up hustle.
I mean, I'm gonna break it all the way down. Okay, so in Georgia, I'm just gonna talk about Georgia. So in Georgia, the governor now, Kemp, when he was Secretary of State, came up with, and I think it was passed through the Georgia State Legislature and everything, that if you hadn't voted in the last 3 elections, your name is going to be automatically removed from the rolls, because they know you can easily say, okay, 5,000 people and put them down for a certain candidate, because the likelihood that they're going to go into the polling station and vote isn't good. But there have been times when that person, for whatever reason, they actually went and voted, and then now the person voted twice. But because it doesn't happen often, that's where they come up with statistics. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big problem. These things are made up or conspiracy theories or whatever.
In prior elections, and when I looked through the actual votes, you would generally see a number around 500 in absentee ballots. All of a sudden, we're starting to see numbers way up in the thousands of absentee voters voting in Senate elections, commission elections. And if you look at the actual campaigns, if somebody is under a certain umbrella, all of those absentee ballots, if they're running in the same area, are similar. The amount that comes in on election night, the number is similar. They may not exactly match, but that number is similar. That needs to be investigated, and people need to pay attention to the absentee ballots.
Yeah, because a lot of times people may request an absentee ballot, but they won't use it, or they'll go in and vote.
In elections now, and I've been a victim of it, is hacking. I mean, they are actually going in trying to hack your campaign page, your website, your campaign emails. You're running for office in Georgia, especially at the local level, it's gotten vicious when this should be about the people. It should be about serving people. It should be about bringing quality of life to our communities.
Man, you hitting on some topics today, Bruce. I mean, real topics. I was a victim of that as well, and I don't want to mention names because I don't know where it happened, But like I had pictures on my website, and when you clicked on the pictures, it was like a coded, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So somebody sabotaged me.
Correct.
Word, I don't know.
Someone ran children's porn across my Facebook page during my last election and hacked my page, and I was not able to ever get access to that page again. And I had my Elect Bruce Holmes for Senate page still up, but I couldn't access it because my profile page was gone. And I went to that page yesterday, and it doesn't even say Elect Bruce B. Holmes for Georgia State Senate. There's some type of code name up there, but you can actually still see the post on there. So they're still hacking, my page. And
that really pisses me off, because basically what we're talking about is integrity. If you have to win like that, you have no honor. If you gotta hack somebody's page, disparage their character and do all this stuff, and you less than a human being in my book. Everything should be based on your platform and how well you campaign.
Let me tell you this, man. There is no honor today. Half the Henry County Board of Commissioners have been chosen outside of the voters by the chair. The people in the northern portion of Henry County, for two particular instances, have not had a chance to choose their elected representative. So the people have lost their right to choose their own representation. And if we keep going down the same road, the system is going to fail.
But if you ask me, the system is already failing. And the system is failing because people have allowed themselves to be distracted. When you say the system is broken down, it really has. And because the people are allowing it,
5, 6 years old, my family moved to a community in Detroit. And my mother and my aunt, they moved to a neighborhood, beautiful neighborhood. The neighborhood was all white, right? It was 1970. And I had all these little white friends at first. Then all of a sudden, they started disappearing. As a young person, you're not really paying attention. You're just out in the street having fun, playing, putting popsicle sticks on the curb and letting it run, running the water hose and letting it run to the sewer. We're on top of homes, tearing the shingles off, throwing shingles at each other at 7, 8 years old. And the people that moved in the community, they're not saying anything. We're on top of their house, tearing the doggone shingles off the house. They're not saying anything. So is there something going on when we move into communities? We don't care anymore. We don't say anything. We just allow things to happen until the community is destroyed?
That's a good question. A great question. And the same thing happened here.
It happens everywhere.
The same thing happens.
It's happening in Henry County right now.
My neighborhood or my area has a negative construct. Like when I was a little kid, they had a Kmart, a Food Giant, a Burger King, a Pizza Hut, a Taco Bell, some more stuff. All that's gone. It's a flea market. It's a fish place. It's a tire shop, 2-3 tire shops. The blame can go around a lot of places. Ultimately, it's the politicians not looking out for the community, but it's the people as well, because the people rather get a free turkey or a free smoothie
or a pass to a concert.
Or pass to a concert. And they think that means that person is doing a good job for the community. And They see the community going down. They see it. And they know this person has been in office 20 years. And they go back and vote for him again and again and again. But what's going to happen, I don't know about Henry. Henry's probably going to be with the DeKalb County, inside DeKalb County is now. Unfortunately.